Hello, this is Raglan Jr., a next generation landscaper. Just want to say something, it's just going to be short but sweet. Look out for the elderly, look out for the seniors. Do not bypass them because you have to use a push mower, a 21 inch or a 30 inch. All right, they need the help just like everybody else need the help. That's it, that's all. I hope you enjoy the video. Hello, this is Raglan Jr., a next generation landscaper. Before we get started, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, give it a big thumbs up, leave a comment. All feedback is good feedback in my opinion. Help out the channel a little bit. It'd be very much appreciated. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you'll be abreast of what all next generation landscaping has to offer. Okay? Right here I'm just using my Echo string trimmer to cut down all the tall grass and weeds that's up along the fence. And then I will come through with my loppers and cut all the thick branches off of there and stuff like that. Okay? But one thing I wanted to say was, I run into, a lot of, landscapers, and they, say that, using the 21-inch push mowers is just too much. And I get it, and they're, trying to get away from them. And believe it or not, some dealerships are, pushing away from getting them because, they're not, really a hot commodity. Some people will use them for, if they're just starting up or something like that, But my thing is, if it's an elderly person, a senior citizen, handicapped, disabled, maybe a single mom or something like that, you know what I mean? Make an exception. You know what I mean? You can still charge your price, you can still charge your worth, or if you want to do it for free, you know what I mean? You can do that too as well, But just don't, bypass them and just tell them, no, I'm not going to do it because, I have to use a push mower and things of that nature. So if everybody just goes and just says that, this elderly person is just going to have, a jungle in their backyard, as you see right here. You know what I mean? And once I start cutting the grass, you'll see how high the grass is. You know what I mean? So because nobody wanted to cut it because they had to come up some steps and they had to, use a push mower, to do it, So, not like right here, we're just clearing this stuff off. So just make sure to reiterate, then I get back into it. Just make sure you hit, take your loppers or your chainsaw and hit your thick branches first. And then you can come by with your pruning shears and take everything else down or how it may be, because you do not want to hit thick branches with your pruning shears because you'll lock up your engine or damage your bleeds. Okay? So just take the necessary steps to ensure the safety of your tools and to ensure a great job. Okay? So, a lot of, one of my landscaping buddies, referred them to me, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, look, I'm pretty booked up, so I don't mind doing it, but why don't you just do it? No, I gotta use a push mower and I ain't trying to do all that and this and that or whatever. If I can't use my my commercial mowers, my 36s or something like that, then I don't even want to mess with it. So I said, okay, cool, however it may be, whatever, what I mean? So I went over there and talked to the lady. And she's a sweet lady, she has to be, in her 60s or something like that. She's a sweet lady. And she was just like, nobody just doesn't want to cut my grass and this and that or whatever. So I said, well, you know what? I'll go ahead and do it, and I'll go ahead and trim the stuff down for you and things of that nature and get you, squared away. This is not a problem. I'll just go ahead and do it because, I know, good quality work is hard to come by these days. You know what I mean? So, and as you see here, I went ahead and did it for her, and she was, so much appreciative of what I was doing, for this job. I just, charge her something, small, you know what I mean, because she was an elderly or however it may be. Charge her something small, and then she wind up, giving me a tip that I tried to give back to her, but she wouldn't let me give it back to her. So, it was all good. You know what I mean? So just make sure that, because if you bless somebody, it'll come back to you. It may not always come to you in money form or something like that. It may come to you in other ways. It may come in form of a new employee. It may come in form of, getting new equipment. It may come in form of being able to get the new addition or the new vehicle that you need, or something like that. You know what I mean? So just make sure that you just take care of the elderly, and because they need it just like everyone else. And let's just be frank, a lot of elderlies live in townhomes, they live in row houses, or something like that, because what are they gonna do with all that yard? You know what I mean? And as you see here, the grass is pretty thick and this and that, and there's a lot of crabgrass and chickweed and a whole lot of other stuff going on in this grass. So I had to wind up dumping the bag several times, just to get a nice cut. You know what I mean? So I double cut it, the first time, and then turn around and had to just go back over it, a single cut, just to make sure it was good, because that crabgrass can be terrible, boy, I swear. But she was very much appreciative. You know what I mean? So when you get a chance, just make sure, you know what I mean? Just make sure that you take care of the elderly, the single moms. You know what I mean? You're disabled, people out here, because they need the help just like everybody else. Okay, and it'll come back to you. Okay, just because you can't put your mower back there, or you can't take apart a wooden fence or a chain link fence to get your mowers back there, then this and that, or however it may be, just don't bypass it, okay? Or if like my buddy did, if you know somebody that can do it, refer them. You know what I mean? Just refer them, and be like, hey, I don't do this. This is not my, and I get that, that's just not everybody's cup of tea. You understand what I'm saying? But if you're in the landscaping realm, you know someone who will do it. You know what I mean? You just don't be like, no, I can't do it, and be done with it, and then they're stuck trying to, find somebody. You know what I mean? If you're a good business owner, if you're a good landscaper and a lawn care guy, you're going to be like, hey, no, that's not what I do, but hey, here's the number where you can call this person, tell them I referred you, and they'll go ahead and take care of you and square you away. Okay? Because I've run across a lot of people, and they'll say off the break, off the jump, off the rip, I can't find anybody to do it, and they will not refer me to anybody. You know what I mean? Either it's you don't trust the referral that you're going to give, or you just don't want to refer anybody because you're not the one getting the money. And I totally get that. You know what I mean? I totally get it. You know what I mean? You run your business the way you want to run your business, but I was always taught, you know what I mean, that when you do something good for the elderly, it'll always come back to you. You know what I mean? It'll always come back to you. When you always do something good out the kindness of your heart, it'll always come back to you. You know what I mean? And if it doesn't work in your favor while you're doing it, and they can be nasty or they try to take advantage, it'll come back to them. Twofold. Remember that. You know what I mean? They'll get theirs, but you just make sure that, you did a good deed for them, so that they'll be squared away and they'll be looking good, and this and that, however it may be. Because as you see, we cleared that whole back fence and that tall grass down there for, and stuff like that, and cutting the grass, just to get it, and the whole thing took me probably about an hour and a half. You know what I mean? So an hour and a half out your day, it's not gonna make or break nothing. You know what I mean? To help out the elderly. Okay, so I just this was just a little rant that I had, far as wise. Getting the disabled and the elderly and your seniors and your single moms out there, the help that they need as well, versus, you just going and you seeing somebody wave some cash and this and that, and you go, and your business is cash driven. You know what I mean? Nothing, in life is always, free or have it may be. But, from time to time, you can take a time out, help somebody that really needs the help, you know what I mean, and continue on with your day. Okay? Because I truly believe that, you know what I mean? What you put into it is what you're going to get out. Okay? Yeah, I can make, all the money in the world, but, I need to bless somebody back in the process. Okay? That's just my motto. Okay? I've been fortunate to keep being able to keep working nonstop during the pandemic. My business picked up tremendously. You know what I mean? I got, a couple people on my staff now, that I can, call and stuff like that. So I've been blessed. So why not, return the favor? You know what I mean? Return the favor, blessings to keep coming to you. Okay? I'm not saying just go around and just do everything just out there. I'm not saying that at all. You know what I mean? I'll be like, hey man, Rags told me to, you know what I mean? Now my pockets. No, I'm not saying that at all, okay? So just, if you've been blessed, especially in this time, like during the pandemic and stuff like that, and the real test, of your character is how well you'll bless somebody in the midst of your storm. You know what I mean? If you're going through a storm and you're willing to bless somebody, you know what I mean? Blessings are going to come. Then your time is going to come. You know what I mean? That doesn't go without notice. And I'm a testament to that. Okay? So I hope this was useful for you. And I hope you, enjoy the rest of the video. This is Raglan Jr. coming from Next Generation Landscaping. Keep persevering by any means necessary. And until the next time, which there will be a next time. See you.